Hi, Piggy.
Hey, Dad.
I don't know yet. I ain't figured it out.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Gotta do something, y'all. Sorry.
Gotta do something.
Yeah, I put my phone in upside down.
Oh.
So I'm having to change it around.
Change it around.
All right, y'all, we're back.
We're back.
Sorry about that. I hit the off button by mistake.
Oh.
It ain't been my day. Piggy had weird dreams last night. I'm having weird dreams today.
Yeah, I had a really weird dream yesterday afternoon when I took a nap. I'm never so glad in my life to wake up. I tell you what.
Oh, hey.
I tell it to you. But then y'all think I truly am nuts.
I'm saying. Needless to say, y'all, it's just between the two of us, we've had
some doozies.
Had some doozies. Don't know if the good Lord trying to tell us something, or maybe circumstances around us going on or telling us something. Or
yeah, we've seen a couple of things today that tell us it might just get interesting from here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave it at that for now.
Yeah. It's wild stuff.
One thing I did have on my mind is I've heard it mentioned a few times by different ones talking about language. You know, you try not to, but you do anyway. You get colorful with your language. Well, there's a lot of reasons to work on that. But I can cite you two sources that say essentially the same thing. One of them is the Bible, and one of them is a book written by a woman who is a straight-up atheist, or was. She died. I hope she got it right in the end, but I doubt she did. But she's the one that wrote that book I like to talk about, Atlas Shrugged. The thing about colorful language is it's kind of like a lot of celery in a tuna sandwich. It's just a filler because you ain't got nothing else to say. So you fill it full of the colorful language because you ain't got nothing else worth to say. The Bible basically says that, and saying that, you know, there's no need in speaking words that have no value. Ayn Rand said basically the same thing. You're speaking a lot of words that ain't got no value, doesn't edify anything, well, it just ain't worth saying. Yeah, it sounds bold, and it sounds daring, and it sounds like, makes you sound like you're real bad to the bone, and all this, that, and the other thing. Well, I'm gonna tell you, the most bad to the bone people I have ever met, you'd never know they was. They didn't cuss. They were as nice as they could be. My comm chief, when I was in the Marine Corps for one, Master Sergeant Greenquist, he did 4 tours of Nam back to back. And he didn't say much about it, but what he did say let us know we did not want to mess with him, even though he was 20 years our senior and 80% disabled. He would mess you up. Nice as could be. But he rarely cussed. He rarely got angry. Matter of fact, I didn't ever see him really get angry. The man knew how to carry himself. But trust me, we was all out there on the PFT. A lot of it still huffing and puffing to make it to the halfway point. He's already 3/4 of the way back. We're meeting him going back the other way. He's running along there, big old pot cut, chicken legs, 80% disabled, smoking a cigarette, and talking with one of the staff sergeants as he went. Was not bothering him at all. We got back to the shop. A lot of us boys was talking about it and all like that. A lot of us just don't understand how he did that. We should have been blowing him away. I don't understand it. I told him, I said, well, why don't you go ask him? They's all like, oh, no, But they was scared. I wasn't. So I went to Top. I said, Top, they all talking about it. I said, they ain't none of them got it in them to come ask you, so I thought I'd come ask you. I said, you out there going right along, smoking and talking with Staff Sergeant, all like that. We all struggling just to make it to the halfway point. You already on the way back. And I looked at him, I went, hell! He just kind of smiled. He talked like Popeye, out the side of his mouth, gravity voice, the whole nine. He said, well, it's like they taught you in big camp. It's mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Now, folks, I can't tell you, he's got plenty of Purple Heart, other medals. You know, he had that fruit salad on his chest, let me tell you. A big one. And he did 4 tours, all volunteer. He was having him a good old time out there. He didn't just serve his country. He was very good at what he did. And, you know, he was also very silent, very stealthy, from what I understand of some of the things he said, what little he did say. And so we all knew he was not one to be messed with. Especially after seeing him out there, that big old pot gut, chicken leg, smoked cigarette, 80% disabled from war wounds and everything else. And he was putting us to shame. He truly knew what it meant to mind over matter. You don't want to get in a fight with something like that. Number one, he knows how to hurt you quickly. Number two, you hit him, it probably ain't going to phase him. Because he's going to mind over matter and do what he's got to do. In other words, you're in a world of crap. But again, like I said, he's one of the nicest men you'd ever meet. You'd never know it if you didn't know. Yeah, you'd never know that he's your worst nightmare if you cross that line, if you didn't know. He was just that nice. First time I walked into the shop, there was somebody there at the crypto cage. It was dark. I had that sun to my back, just walked in, so all I could see was dark. Somebody could see light, you know. They called me a name. It stuck. Apparently, I reminded him of Peabody. Because I walked in and all I heard was, Peabody! It stuck for a long time.
And for those of y'all that don't know who Peabody is, that's Mr. Sherman's sidekick.
Yeah.
You gotta look it up if you don't know.
Little boy with glasses.
Mr. Sherman and Peabody.
Yeah.
And the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, and I had just gotten my orders go all the way across base to my next duty station. So I was in the schools battalion, and they saw fit to leave me there at 29 pounds. Well, how interesting was that? Yeah, well, you know. Anyway, I walk in there. I find the office. One of the staff sergeants in there, he was on the phone, and apparently the colonel, the battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel R.O. Carlock, who was one of the two men who helped devise the M16A2, was on the phone with him. Apparently, should die 3A. Okay. And then they ushered me into Top's office. And I'm sitting there looking at this short, fat, bald man sitting behind the desk. And all I hear is, "Can't talk to you right now, I'll call you back later." Click. No, sir, no nothing. I was like, oh, I'm dead. Man looked up at me and smiled and said, "How you doing?" Totally threw me for a loop. Heard the way he talked to a colonel, then looked up at me with a smile and said, "Ask me how I did." But never be fooled. That nice old man would be your worst nightmare in a heartbeat if you got off with him wrong. And he rarely cussed. Not that he didn't, but it wasn't often. He was the type of man, he had something to say, he'd say it. He meant what he said what he meant. No fluff, no filler, none of that. He probably could have taught us a few, and then some. But he didn't talk that way. We're talking about a hardened old Corps veteran, Vietnam veteran, that had to write. But he conducted himself like a gentleman A to Z. Now, if you take W out of that and take warrior, if it was time for that, he could be just that. But he didn't feel the need to put no filler in there. Wasn't no call for it. It didn't help none. It wasn't edifying nothing. It wasn't informing of anything. He was the type of man, if he was mad or irritated, or if he was this or he was that, you could tell it on his face, usually. Unless he just didn't want you to know. So, that's the thing about it. One of the baddest, bad to the bone men I've ever known. He didn't talk like that and make himself look bad. That he might be tough. His actions spoke for him. Right down the line. Well, I guess we need to go. That's the food for thought for y'all. Piggy loves you.